confidence is so important. At Oates Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Oates Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodias.dental. Oates Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodiasdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
When it comes to selling your home, efficiency is the best way, the less stress way. That's why Asmani Garcia and the Omega Home Realty Group is who you want to call. Sell your home for just $990. That's right, $990. No 6% commission. Asmani and Omega are the exclusive program director for just $990 in South Florida. Get full service real estate services like pro photos, beautiful brochures, Zillow and Alex, Realtor.com and Homes.com listings. Call Asmani to find out more at 305-440-1990. Scan the QR code or visit just990.com to get started. Omega Home Realty Group and Asmani Garcia are ready to present your home to thousands of prospective buyers. Call 305-440-1990. Call Asmani Garcia and tell him Big O sent you.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are feeling well. Hope you're hanging in there and surviving the weekend. A lot of good, a lot of bad, some sad, and we'll cover all of it today on the show. Hopefully, I think my voice is getting there where we're going to be able to, cruise on the show. So might even add the Crypto Bro show later on in the week. Also, I will have a crypto segment on the show, obviously, to dedicate a lot of stuff that went on Sunday. That kind of some of the stuff that we forecasted, in other words. Anyway, so we'll get to all of that, and we'll have some fun with that. Oh, God, where do we start? It's all over the place. First of all, you know what? Where I would start with Ho Yoon. Thank you, sir. Good morning. What a way to start. I just saw it come in right now. Thank you. Ho Yoon. You always make a donation every week, but you added a little sauce to your donation. Thank you, sir. You are helping us go to Spain, so I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, Sean and I are trying to get to Spain. So part of Sean and I getting to Spain is, well, it costs quite a bit of money. So we want to broadcast all week. And do our show out there, cover Dolphin events, do the Dolphin pre- and post-game show, all that kind of stuff. We might be at the game, so the post-game show might be a little delayed on that one. But still, we're going to do a post-game show and all that. If you can, there's the QR code. If you can help us, donate. Thank you. Donate to the cause. Whatever it is, you can donate to the cause. We appreciate it immensely. So that way we were trying to collect it all as soon as possible. So when they do announce the exact date and the opponent and all that, we're ready to make the reservations and get the cheapest tickets possible. So if you can and you want to help us get to Spain, because that's the one trip that we want to make for the Dolphins this year. We made several last year. I don't think we're going to do that again this year. This is the one that I would like to, because it's special. Either way, even if it's a bad season, at that point, it's still, special. If it's a great season, oh my God, this game becomes even better, no matter who the opponent is. So we'll see what happens, right? Hopefully we get surprised along the way. So you can make your donation there. And Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. Appreciate you immensely. As always, every single week we can count on you, and it's just absolutely amazing. Manny is loving his XRP. I don't know. What are you full of? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what I said. But XRP's absolutely fine. Do I think it's going to go to the places that people think it's going to go to? No, not at all. But yeah, it's gonna grow. There's no doubt about that. Let's see. We got NorCal checking in the morning. He's hoping to have a great week. He's puffing and puffing. He's passing now. Okay. Jamie Zoria in California. The California people are first up to bat. Cosa Nostra is in. He watched 2 rugby games over the weekend. The NFL is soft. 40 minutes of nonstop action, no commercials, very little protection. Yeah, that's kind of how it's always been with rugby. Yep. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Fort Lauderdale United, yes, they won. Good win for them. They needed a bounce back after losing to New Jersey. The Gotham thing, they reversed it. Anyway, Jonathan Cagle is in the house. Alexis Palenzuela, Gus 1388. Ty in the Bronx. Giovanni is in. He's loving it. Let's see. Back to full-time mornings and loving it. Reruns are great, but not the same. There you go. Thank you, Giovanni, for joining us live. Always appreciate all of you that are live, all the way live. Brian says, finally took your advice and got some Bitcoin yesterday. I wish you would have gotten it at 16 and 20 and 25 and 30 and 35 and 40 and 45 and 50. And I don't know, man. And if you haven't, the one thing I don't understand, if you've been listening to me for a while and you watch all dips and they come back from all the dips and they pass and they surpass the new note and they go to a new high, it's just, like it went all the way to 79. We even touched 79. I didn't think we would even touch the 70s ever again. And by the way, we barely touched the 80s. We already skipped the 80s the first time. This time around, it was 4.5 days in the 80s. Bitcoin was barely in the 80s, 4.5 days. It skipped the 80s on the last run. It went from the 70s right into the 90s, hundreds. That's the part I don't understand. You hold, you stay patient, you buy the dips. They give you when it hits a high, there's a consolidation. It's automatic. It's happened 4 times in this bull run. We're going to get another one. It's going to pop to like 125, 130, 135, and then we're going to have another correction. And who knows if it goes into 120, 115. But if it went to 135 and it's at 115, you're going to pick up those 20,000 and even more, because then it jumps to 150 and 160. You can keep trying to fight it like Brian Landis has fought it and fought it and fought it, right? You can fight the law, but the law's going to win eventually. I fought the law, but the law won. Well, you can fight Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's going to win. It's going to win. It's going to win. It's finite. It's immutable. It's not controlled by any government. So it's up to you. They can only manipulate for a while. Eventually, you can't do anything about it. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. And not that I'm a fan of either party, because I don't care about either party, as I say it all the time, but Eric Trump put out great advice. Just buy your Bitcoin and hodl. Hold. I showed you the graph last week. Everybody selling was holding it under a year. Newbies. They don't get it. Once you've held it over a year and you're in 2 and 3 and 4, then all of a sudden, Bitcoin, by the way, falling to 90 now. Now another dip. We're at 90 now. What does that mean? And Brian Landis, you said you bought? Well, here you go. Maybe you didn't buy it at 90. You bought it at 92 or 93. Now you buy it at 90 and you lower your overall average. That's all that is. That's an opportunity right there. That's all that is. They're going to announce a Bitcoin reserve and they're going to announce an Ethereum reserve. And as I told you, they would be separate. And now they announced the whole crypto reserve now, the crypto, what's it called? Is it called crypto reserve or something like that? And so you got XRP, ADA, and Solana. So eventually the other ones are going to come, but they're going to be separate from those. As I told you, they would be. Bitcoin stands alone. So all you got to do is take advantage. If you bought it at 79, 80, 81, it's at 90 right now. You're making money already. And all you got to do is hodl, dude. Hodl, hodl, hodl. That means hold. Stay strong. Don't pay attention to what happens daily, weekly, monthly. That doesn't make anything. It's long term. It's a couple of years. Just hold it, and it pays off for itself in a couple of years. You just gotta hold. But if you worry about, the tariff here, or the pandemic there, or inflation here, or whatever it is, all these little FTX collapse, and if you worry about all the things that end up happening that end up causing volatility, you will drive yourself crazy. Now, if you look for that volatility and say, there's a dip, let me take a little bit more, I'll buy a little bit more, and then it continues to go up, that means you're multiplying your profits. Every single time it hits a peak and consolidates, you are taking that chunk there extra. Not just what you bought earlier and what you bought earlier and before that and before that and before that. Okay? I see I froze. All right, let's do it. Let's talk a little basketball with the one and only Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
I can see me. Can you see me? Big O, are you there?
He pulled his camera to reset, and he was not back when I thought he was going to be back. Ira, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna.
You know what? You can do the interview.
Oh man! Oh boy! Here we go, Ira.
Sean, I think these days anyone can do the Heat interview.
I was going to say it's not too tough. What's going on with the Heat, Ira?
You know what? They got a big lead. They blew a big lead, which just makes it another day and another week and another lifetime of 15 blown leads this season. So it's a little bit interesting, but I'm sure Big O will be all over that once he gets that camera plugged back in.
Yes, here we are.
There he goes.
Back. I think I need a new camera or something. It's happened to me too many times the last couple of weeks. I think that's what's going. So, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I am good to go. So it's I was just waiting for you. Me and Sean were commiserating about the Miami Heat. Yeah, you don't need to be a Miami Heat expert these days to realize what's going wrong and how bad it's gotten.
It's watching like last night. You have the bad third quarter. You get outscored in the fourth, and then you get finally outscored. In overtime. And God bless him, dude. It was like Bam hit some shots that were big at the moment and helped a little bit. Obviously, Tyler was not efficient yesterday, but this is the kind of team that that when I'm looking at it, I'm going, they have to play perfect basketball. Not only does Tyler and Bam have to play well, but you have to have that third wheel, and it has to be Duncan or it has to be whoever it is, but somebody's got to step up that night and be kind of a complimentary piece, because no matter what you say, you don't have that one guy that can say, get the hell out of the way. I'm Dwayne Wade. I'm Alonzo Mourning. I'm LeBron James. I'm Chris Bosh. And
I'm Jalen Brunson, like the Knicks had yesterday.
Yes, exactly. I'm Jalen Brunson. And Miami just doesn't have that guy. So if it's not a collective effort night in and night out, it just makes it like it is. It's potluck. You're going to get a bunch of young guys that are trying, God bless them, but they're just not good enough.
There was something missing last night, and this is important. Andrew Wiggins was missing, and he is what they call a connector, and he is a guy who could settle a game and a guy can get to the foul line. So this has been the problem all season for the Heat, Big O. 15 blown leads of double digits this season, second only to the Utah Jazz. The first half of the season, they were without their connector because Jimmy Butler didn't give a rat's ass. like he had in previous seasons. They lacked it. This season, since the trade deadline, Andrew Wiggins has now missed 4 games. The game he was traded, he sat out as they got the team together. He missed a game with the stomach flu, now 2 with the ankle. So we still have to see this Heat team if they have a connector late in games that maybe it's a different situation. Look, they were without Andrew Wiggins, without Nikola Jovic, last night. They were without pieces, even Jaime Jaquez, who might have made the difference. When one more basket in regulation, you're not talking about overtime. So, but that's the thing. The one thing I'll agree with you, Big O, is this. There is a very fine line with this team. They do not have a margin of error. This is not a team with a Donovan Mitchell or a Giannis Antetokounmpo or a player of that ilk, a Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. So it has to be perfect. But when they're missing a piece, they're just not good enough. We saw it the first half of the season when Jimmy didn't give a crap. We've seen it now with Wiggins being out. We need to see this team whole as the clock keeps ticking and ticking and ticking.
Yeah, but if you actually look at the Indy game, they weren't complete there. The Wiggins didn't play, right? But they got the complementary pieces to step up and help them out. I think it was Duncan that had a big night, and
had a game, second consecutive 20-point game. But again, the Pacers are on a little different level than the Knicks. In the East, there is obviously Cleveland, Boston. I'm going to put the Knicks in that category also. They're showing me that after the Towns trade and the pieces they have a nice collection also. The Knicks, honestly, I would say are probably one of the 7 teams or so that you could put into championship contention this year, although I'm not sure they can get past Boston or Cleveland. They got blown out by them. But they have a more complete team than the Miami Heat, and they showed that last night.
Listen, but the Pacers are 33-25 for Miami. Any win is a good win.
Quality win. That was the first win against a winning team in almost 2 months, yeah.
But my point is, I just brought up the box score. Davion Mitchell adds 10 in that game. Jaquez adds 11. Duncan adds 20. Rozier adds 13. That's my point. That besides the 29 and the 18 you got from Tyler and Bam, the other guys came in, and that's who this Heat team, you know, what we saw. Remember when we saw the Scrubberinis go 31-10? The Scrubberinis went 31-10 because collectively the Scrubberinis were a pain in the ass.
It has to be every night from everyone. That's a tall order. That's when teams are underestimating the Heat because they didn't think they had anything with Dion and James Johnson.
Well, hold on a second. But if the Scrubberinis can do it for half a season, these guys are better than the Scrubberinis. That's my point. It's like, hey, let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's start performing. Everybody play a role in this damn team and fill your role. And that's what I saw in that Pacer game. To me, that was the refreshing part of that game. It's not when you're depending on 2 guys that really aren't stars to carry you. No, this is a team that has to be a team. They have no stars. So they must be a team. And last night, that's what I did not see. I did not see enough guys around to support, because I thought, can I ask really that much more from Bam last night? No.
30 points, no.
And super efficient. It's not just 30 points. It's efficiency, too. It was sick efficiency on his part. Other people have to do their jobs. I can't ask Bam to do any more than what he did last night.
No, and Tyler had a good game, hit a key 3 late, not as much scoring late, but still hit the big 3 late. At least, had the stones to take the late shot at the end of regulation. Khalil, when the Knicks were playing bigger, was very efficient in the first half, but you need more wing play. And again, the guy who should be the guy when Tyler goes out, this has been the problem all year, who steps up. That's why they traded for Terry Rozier. And Terry Rozier simply has not been the answer. And without Terry producing, you realize this team, we spoke about it all year in our Accurate Pembroke Pines reports, the Heat have no other shot creators. Yes, Bam can hit a jumper if someone gets him the ball. Yes, Khalil Ware can dunk if someone gets him the ball. But against good defenses that tighten up, who's going to create shots? That's why it was Tyler or bust again at the end last night. That's all the shot creators they have.
Yeah, no, you're right. Although the Kalel Ware was it 5 blocks in the first half. That was fun. That was fun to watch from Kalel to pull 5 blocks in a half.
It was a nice tease, but again, when teams go small, this big can run into trouble because then you have to have him guarding OG or Josh Hart or someone like that. Again, they will work through this. This is not the Heat championship year. This is a team working to see what they have and who they have, working at some of the guys. Look, if Nikola Jovic was available yesterday, and he could have been on the floor when OG got that late offensive rebound. It's the little things. Jaime Jaquez Jr. maybe is scrambling for a loose ball there. But that's the thing. The margin of error is such a fine line with this team. That's why you have 7 overtime games. That's why you have 15 blown double-digit leads, because everything has to be perfect, and perfect is hard to get on a nightly basis.
Yeah, no, it was frustrating, And again, I it's not to pick on any of their effort or anything like that. Those kids are trying, man. They're doing their best out there. And when guys are out, like a Jovic and like a Wiggins, the other guys have to look at it like this is a chance of a lifetime for me.
If they're good enough. But if they're not good enough, and if they're Terry Rozier, they are what they are. Sometimes you just make bad trades.
Yeah. So what's the word on Wiggins?
Again, a bad ankle sprain is the kind of thing it looks like it's going to be 3 or 4 games. I can't envision. Again, we'll find out 1:30 injury report today, but Jaquez and Wiggins missing Sunday and coming back Monday would seem highly unlikely. But again, different level of competition. This is the Wizards, the worst team in the NBA. If you lose this one, we just shut it all down. Next week, I'll be doing hockey report on our Acura Pembroke Pines report because you can't lose this one. And Big O, that's the sort of sorry part of this whole thing. If they would have held on with the 19-point lead last night, and if they could have beaten the Wizards, you have the confidence of a 4-0 homestand, back at 500. Season is reset. Now, even if you beat the Wizards tonight, you're a game under 500 going into the best team in the NBA in the Cleveland Cavaliers, who got stronger at the trading deadline with the addition of DeAndre Hunter. That's the problem. The Heat have a bunch of home games coming up, but they got home games against the Celtics, and they got home games against Minnesota, and they got home games against quality opposition. Last night, they weren't up to it. And let's face it, Big O, you're watching the game with the wife, and they're up 10, 12, 15, 17. We're all thinking the same thing. I'm curious to see how Eric Spoelstra breaks that mindset. 15 times this season, the Heat have had double-digit leads and lost them all.
Yeah. Young team going, oh, no, here we go again. And then you got to find
who's the veteran? Who's the vet? You kind of miss that because when you think about it, Bam is young. Tyler is still young. Wiggins is just new. If you had that veteran component that we talk about, and that's what they're lacking also, the guy who's been there, who knows how to get to the foul line, who can get you out of trouble. They don't have that either.
Yeah, but Tyler and Bam are vets. They're just not those dogs that you need, those superstars, those stars, those franchise players.
The fine line from star to superstar. Jalen Brunson has crossed the line that Tyler Hero has yet to cross. You can be an all-star.
But you, even when Brunson was in Dallas, his final year there, you saw the dog in the little guy. You knew it. Well, anybody that's that small and can post you up, you are special.
Yet, we go. I will say this. The Knicks have gotten blown out in their most recent games against the Celtics and Cavaliers and Thunder, so I still have to see it. Because for all the go New York, go, they lost to the Pacers last year in the playoffs. So Jalen Brunson is ascending, but I still need to see it in the playoffs. That's when you need to see it.
You're talking about the team. I'm just saying individually, Jalen Brunson is a dog. It's in him. He's got a fearless nature to his game. And that's one thing that I respect. And I've seen it from Dallas all the way till now. That's the one thing that they just don't have that. Tim Hardaway had that. Alonzo had that. Bosch had that.
Right.
Bosch did it for Toronto. It's just he never had anything else around him, but he got him to the playoffs a couple times. And then when he was here and there were moments that he had to step up, he easily stepped up.
Right.
I was actually looking forward to I wish we wouldn't obviously had the blood clot years, and it would have been fun to see Bosch get his.
He could have been that player, right?
Yeah, dude. No, I know he would have been that.
He was in Toronto.
Yeah, he was here.
Right.
Here, nobody has a bigger block. a bigger assist, a bigger what was it?
Yeah,
Rebound.
That's Ray Allen.
Yeah, rebound. All that in history than Chris Bosh, dude. I mean, the guy's fucking money, dude. I mean, give me a break. It's just that he ended up becoming the third wheel, and he's such a decent human being that he was
agreed to it. Yeah,
dude. We penalize him for his professionalism.
True.
It's the weirdest thing. Like, did you not watch him in Toronto? Did you not watch him in moments when you needed him here? The guy always came through. It's just at the end, it was unfortunately the health issues is what made it ugly, you know? So what about Jovic? How long is that one?
That's, there's 3 more weeks just till they reevaluate him. And that's going to put him with 2 weeks to go in the season. I would not count on him at this point. You've got to cycle through and find your players and find your rotation. Just a tough break for the kid. He was playing well enough, and they certainly could use him and could have used him in these recent games. But he is first going to be reevaluated with 10 games to go in the season. So it's going to be right down to the wire.
When you talk about evaluation and reevaluation, how difficult is it for Spo when Jaime can't put together a whole bunch of consistent games, or Duncan can't put together a whole bunch of
and again, especially with Jovic out
or whatever, like nobody can put together.
Well, Big O, I wrote about this at the Sun Sentinel. I know you always ask me what I'm working on. I wrote it today, and it's in today's paper. The Heat at the end of the season have a decision. Duncan Robinson next year is due to make $19 million. The Heat can buy him out for $9 million, save $10 million to next year. But as you know from football, that's also $10 million, $9 million in dead money. So which is worth more for the Heat? Having Duncan Robinson at $19 million or not having him and saving $10 million? There is a decision to be made there, and they're going to have to make that. So I will be curious again. If this team goes somewhere and pulls it together and Duncan strings together games, it makes it a lot easier. But he's also had some awful nights recently and some bad turnovers. They got to think about the big picture as who they are and what they want to be.
It's the problem with Duncan is the same problem with Bam or Khalil Ware or whatever. They are triggers off of a, offensive faucet. There has to be that person that is a threat and a feeder at the same time. And that's what ignites people like that, when you have stars that bring in attention, and then that opens it up for Duncan.
Okay, Big O, I'm gonna throw one at you so you can use this on your tees when you post this for the podcast. Kevin Durant.
Yes.
How much you're willing to pay. And I'm going to start with the starting point. We know the matching money pretty much has to be Wiggins and either Rozier or Duncan. Let's say Wiggins and Rozier for argument's sake. That's the matching money. Would you also throw in Khalil Ware and a first-round pick?
So then you're saying this is the window right here, right now.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just giving you a deal. Orlando Alzagari on our accurate Pembroke Pines report. If you had to give up Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier, Khalil Ware, and a first-round pick in June or July for Kevin Durant, would you do it?
Unfortunately, I have to do it. Now you're saying Durant, Bam, and Tyler is your thing. Now, I don't think that's good enough to win it, by the way. Okay? I just don't think so, to be quite honest.
So that's the question. Or do you build going forward with Khalil Ware and have an anchor piece and allow Bam to play the 4? Here's what's interesting. We did this in pregame before Spoelstra spoke on Friday night. I offered that out there. And it was a split of like 4-4. Big name media guys in town were debating it. Some said, no, it's too much. Durant's 37 years old. He gets injured. Then what happens? Others were saying, you've simply got to shake up this mix because it is going nowhere. It was a really lively and interesting debate.
Well, no, but I think it's what I keep saying. Instead of going to that route, and I get it, what you're trying to do and whatever, I don't think you're going to get it done. So you're better off trying to, if you're going to tear it down, then you try to move Tyler for a pick or two in the offseason. That's what you've got to do. You've got to go the other way and go collect picks. And if you can collect any picks, that's fine. And if you can get something, is Duncan tradable to a team that maybe has weapons, and then they say, okay,
I don't think at $19 million he is now.
No? Okay.
Not at 19. And again, he has an opt-out. And here's the crazy thing. because the crazy money. What if Duncan says, yeah, I'm due $19 million. I have a player early termination option. Maybe I can get a multi-year deal somewhere else. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts for the Heat this offseason. But the Durant thing is real. He is getting traded. It's just a matter of where. Here's what's interesting. The story that came out this morning said the Phoenix Suns are willing to trade Kevin Durant to the contender of his choice in the offseason. Are the Heat even a contender? In other words, if he can go to Houston or Oklahoma City or maybe Golden State,
Yes.
why would he come to the team that, look, I hate to say this, Big O, at this point, just we're here March 3rd, but the Heat are going to be in the play-in for the third straight year. That's kind of obvious the way Detroit is playing right now. So who says, I really want to go to that play-in team? That's the difference. I'm not so sure this is the quote-unquote, you and I have spoken about it, target destination.
No. It isn't a target destination anymore. That's why I keep saying that you've got to go create the cap space and go get the picks. I get the whole thing. Oh, let's go get Durant and this is our run but then you're just going desperate and you're really not a contender with Durant, Bam, and Tyler. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in that. I think that's kind of a fool's gold. I'd rather you go the other way. And if you could trade Tyler in the offseason, I could get a pick or two, I will. If by the way, in the NBA, could you trade Duncan to somebody that needs a shooter, but you eat some portion of his salary?
Nope. It's not like the Panthers deal they just made for Seth Jones or the stuff we see in football. No, it's you take his money. That's it. You can send cash with him up to $7 million. You get an allotment every year. The Heat already used for this calendar year a bunch of that allotment when they did the Davion Mitchell trade and got off of PJ Tucker. So that would have to be a July deal. You can send money with, but you cannot pick up a portion of a contract. Not in the NBA, no.
All right. What else you got going on in the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
People wanted to know it, so I just posted it. Here are the 15 games the Heat blew a double-digit lead. I sort of chronicled them. Spoelstra downplayed it last night. He said, forget about the 19-point lead. We were up 4 with a minute 17 to go. We have to learn to finish games. I disagree. I'd rather keep the 19-point lead, so I wrote about that. A little bit later, I'll have a notebook on what's going on with the injury situation today. I expect Wiggins and Hawkes to again miss the game. What'll be more interesting is will they travel tomorrow when the Heat play in Cleveland? Because when you're playing the Cavaliers in Cleveland, you need all hands on deck. So it's going to be a really interesting week because it's a week you also play the Timberwolves at home on Friday, and they're desperate. So it really is desperation time for the Heat, but it also is a play in reality, Big O.
All right. So, by the way, does Jimmy Butler play tonight or is back spasms again?
It doesn't matter if Jimmy plays anytime. We know that he's going to come here March 25th and score 35 points and gesture toward Pat Riley and gesture toward Mickey Harrison. That's the night I know that he's going to play. And then maybe even comes down here and pays the rent on his apartment also. So we'll see.
I don't know. Maybe he's not healthy enough to play that night anymore. I don't know. We'll see if Mr. Back spasms, because he missed and they lost to a bad team, dude. So that was
they need him, and he's important. And he's honestly what you and I started our Accurate Pembroke Pines report with. He is a connector, and he makes good players better. And the Heat right now, especially with Wiggins injured, don't have that.
Yeah, they definitely don't. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate it.
Back at you next week on our Accurate Pembroke Pines report. Thanks, Big O.
You got it. And of course, Larry Schlossberg, all the amazing people out there, that service center led by Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. They are just absolutely fantastic people. Take advantage of the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. They are dominating. There's no Acura dealership better than Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Get on down there, folks. And right now you can get the ZDX for $449 a month, 0.9% financing for 72 months. The Integra 2025 model, $339 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, $399 a month, 3.9% financing. And the MDX, we can get you $10,000 off the MSRP. It is the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Get on down there and tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you, baby, at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Thanks to Ira Winderman. Appreciate it. Good convo as always. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation on the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, and we always appreciate that. Thank you. Do want to remind you also, by the way, PayPal is another way you can make a donation too on the show. So thank you all out there. We appreciate that. Ray, thank you, sir, for the donation on Cash App. Says, would love to hang before the Culture concert. Awesome. Well, listen, dude, you have my social media. I'll be there for the concert. Just send me like a DM on X, and I'll check for it. Or if you see me, stop me so we can hang. But I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Very nice. Thank you. All right, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, as always. All right, what else do we have going on? Okay. Let's see. Kyle Cockrell, great opportunity to grab some more Caspa. Oh, God. I can't tell the story on there, but I have a funny story about that. But one day, Kyle, if I ever see you in person, ask me for a funny Caspa story. Anyway, let's see. What else? Manny Keys says, I have 7X since the last time you blew me off as an idiot. I don't know what we were talking about with it. Listen, I have XRP. Am I a big XRP guy? No, I am not. Never been a huge XRP guy. And if you 7X, then you stayed in. You were there from really early. So God bless you. You hung in there, and that's fantastic for you, my brother. But for me, it was something that I didn't invest in because it was involved in an SEC lawsuit. So I didn't want to get involved with it. And they still have 50 billion coins that they can release, which is very inflationary. So when half of the asset has been released and there's still half to be released, that's very inflationary. So that's not something that I would trust. So I don't believe that it's going to go to, $50 and $100 like people talk about. I think it could go to a few dollars, but I don't think it's going to end up going as big as people make it out to be. That's all. Unless this guy comes out and burns all that other supply, then, but as long as he has that as a weapon, and as long as he continues to whip it out to sell it to the banks and all that, it's very inflationary. So, what else do we have? John Cena. Yes. So, John Cena ended up winning the 2025 Elimination Chamber, apparently, right, Sean? Although it's a funny shot of him, the backside where he looks out of shape and bald.
Oh, you saw the part where it says the NWO picture?
Oh, Lordy. So what'd you think? I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I have no idea. What'd you think?
It was probably one of the biggest things that happen in a long, long time. I mean, you had Hulk Hogan, doing that at Bash at the Beach for WCW, and then now you have Cena turning heel in his final year, supposedly, of active competition. He's been a baby for like the last 23 years, although he was a heel when he was the doctor of thugonomics, but everybody remembers him as the baby face. And the thing about it is, not sure what happened there. The crazy thing about the whole situation is he did a Make-A-Wish right before he went out to the ring and turned into a bad guy.
There you go. Theater.
That's the kind of guy he is.
It's theater. It's all theater.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all entertainment. But it was the one guy, when I talked on my shows, that was the one guy I thought was definitely never changing because it's his final year. Why is he going to go heel now? I thought everybody else would sell their soul. I was 100% wrong. John Cena sold his soul. That son of a bitch.
Stetson O is in. Ray Grullon. Did you catch the Andor Season 2 trailer? No, I have not. And can Tyreek just shut up? Yeah, we'll talk about that idiot, of course. Jake from Palatine. I'm even on H-bar now and was able to lower my average, but cost. There you go. Just patience. H-bar may be part of that crypto bundle that they just created with Cardano, XRP, and Solana. So that could end up happening because H-bar is so tied in there now. I could see that happening. And by the way, who got on H-bar now? It was Swift, I think. Swift is doing all their payments through H-bar, which is enormous. Let's see. Jake from Palatown. One-Eyed Jack is glad he bought the dips. Ray Varnicus is dealing with 20 degrees. Frankie Fresco says the Miami Sharks won on Friday, 32-31 versus Anthem RC. So let's give the Sharks a victory cigar. Captain Saki is in. Lucas, did you already update? Did you do an update on the Martin Incognito situation? It should. If so, should Cognito sue Martin? I already talked about that silliness. You can go back and check it out, my brother. What else do we have? I gave you my thoughts on XRP. Cigar Bully, come on, Big O. Bitcoin has the U.S. written all over it. Juan Mendoza, I'm not too fancy with crypto. I buy Bitcoin and XRP, and that's it. Bitcoin is not crypto. You buy Bitcoin and you buy crypto XRP. What else do we have? Crypto Fins. Luis Benito. Money Mitch. Damn, haven't been here in a while. Does Bad Hip Tua still do no wrong in this guy's eyes? You don't listen, so you don't know anything. Juan Rosa, Heat and Knicks. If it was a decent game, Heat are underachievers compared to most teams with better stars. Juan, the Heat don't have any stars. So how can they be underachievers with teams with better stars? If they're underachievers, you think they should be better. They are what they are. They're not underachievers. They're right around what they were with Jimmy Butler for the last 2 years. Not sure. Some of you really you have no idea what you're watching or saying in Juan Rosa's case. Let's see what else. Quantum Vortex in. Davion Mitchell is a pest. I like him for this team. He's fearless. Yeah, he's a bench guy, little defensive bench guy. Yeah. Hunley L. Big O, Hulk Hogan's heel turn versus John Cena. Well, I think Sean just explained all of that. Dad Dean is in the house. One-Eyed Jack says, I'm ready for ETH to take off. I think it's coming soon. Well, once they announce the ETH reserve, because clearly it looks like there's going to be a Bitcoin reserve and then an Ethereum reserve, and then there's the bundle of crypto. You know what I mean? That's probably the way it's going to work, because Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two elites. They're completely apart from everybody else. And the president himself has a ton of Ethereum. So that tells you that there'll be an Ethereum, reserve, and there'll be a Bitcoin reserve. It's funny how that didn't happen with stocks, huh? It's like a few years ago, you got the people talking about crypto, this, that, and because they don't understand that it's just like the stock market, except it's digital. It's companies, just like Microsoft. They're just called Avalanche. And there's actual business being done on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of, it's weird like that. It's what people don't understand. They don't want to get through it. That's why you get things like my mother-in-law who says, "Oh, estás jugando el juego." You're playing the game when she sees the Bitcoin logo. Because she's been programmed, like a lot of people, to be stupid. Yeah, it's my mother-in-law. I don't give a shit. I'll say it about anybody that wants to say stupid shit about Bitcoin and they know nothing about it. You know what I mean? If at least I can have somebody that comes back with an intelligent conversation and something that makes sense, then maybe we can have a conversation. But usually it's a scam, it's this, it's that, it's, they repeat the same stupid shit everybody else says. Estás jugando el juego. Yeah, it's a game, lady. Anyway, what else? Let's see. It's not like that. Oh, do your due diligence. You might be educated on XRP and understand we're not in the beta test coin. By the way, go look at the supply. Half of the supply is out. Half of the supply is still there. So, and he whips out a whole bunch of them every damn couple of weeks. And, so he is trying to infuse more in the circulation. That is the truth. He does it all the time. Anyway, Big O, have you ever eaten at Don Cheapo's close to Walk-Ons? Very good Mexican place right on Kendall Drive and 157th. Don Chepes, not Cheapos. Chepes. 157th and Kendall Drive. It's inside where the Panera's at and the Roadhouse Grill and Walk-Ons. It's all that same place. There's a Mexican place there. Okay. Don Chepes. All right. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to try it today. All right. I haven't eaten anything. So I got to eat something in the afternoon. I'm going to go try it. All right. Yeah. It is a game, Big O. Chart goes down, you buy. Chart goes up, you sell. It's a great game. Yeah. Half the supply is going to become U.S. reserves. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I get it, my brother. I get it. That's would be nice, but there's been no talk of any. What they have to do is burn it. As long as you have it there, it's a threat. And Garlinghouse cannot be trusted at all. He's as dirty as they get. Okay. He's as dirty as they get. He's actually tried to, attack Bitcoin in any way possible behind the scenes. So Brad Garlinghouse is not a good dude. Hate to say it, but whatever, man. I get it, dude. You just told me what you invest in Bitcoin and XRP. That's all you know. You don't really follow anything else. So you're a Bitcoin and XRP honk, and so you're just locked in, and you're in that echo chamber, and that's it, dude. And nobody's going to get you out of it, and that's cool, my brother. I follow the crypto market. I own nearly 30 coins. It's like 28, I think it is. So, and I've owned many others that I've gotten in or out of over the years. So you invest in two, you follow two, and that's all you do. You don't know enough. Okay. So it's all good, bro. Not a lot of thinking when you just buy two, but half the supply is there. That's a problem for anything whatsoever. One of the things I love about a smaller coin in Jasmine, the entire supply is out. So there's no fucking around. It's out. That's it. When you got half the supply still to go, yeah, that's a problem, dude. That's a problem. And especially with the way Brad Garlinghouse has acted behind the scenes in trying to attack Bitcoin. So maybe you should do your homework and find out a little bit more about the companies and the people you're investing in. It's a good investment, don't get me wrong. Is it as great as people make it out to be? Not even close. Not even close. I'd rather invest in Ondo than XRP. That's all. Rather invest in HBAR than XRP. But that's how it goes. We're good. And enough. All right, let's move on. Let's get to the 3A Graphics sports calendar. Last night, the Knicks over the Heat, 116-112. Why? Because they can't finish games. They have no stars. Same problems. Tonight, they take on the Wizards, a team they can beat to get that 29th win. 7:30 will be the tip. Inter Miami, no Messi, no problem. 4-1 ass kicking of the Dynamo. Segovia with 2 goals. Suarez. The Suarez one was sweet. How he went outside on the post instead of going inside where he had all that space, still got it in there. That was a hell of a goal, by the way. And the Segovia goal, the first one, the 6th minute, was beautiful too. Alande, by the way, also had another goal. 4-1. Thursday, 8 o'clock, CONCACAF Champions Cup, Chase Stadium against Cavalier FC, the Jamaican club from Mountain View in Kingston, for any of our Jamaican friends that might be listening or watching. Sunday, they'll take on Charlotte at 4 o'clock for MLS action. So full week again for Inter Miami, man. Wow, it's crazy. Panthers, they make a trade. They send Spencer Knight away. They acquire Seth Jones. Badass trade. They beat Calgary on Saturday 3-0. Tonight at Amerant Bank, the Lightning and the Panthers. Pretty good. By the way, Chris Drieger was in the house in the morning skate. So Drieger obviously there replacing Spencer Knight. We'll see what happens. 7 o'clock face-off at Amerant Bank. One of our favorite games to watch, Panthers and Lightning. That's what happened with our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Call my friend Alan Blanco. If you need custom printing and embroidery, they do amazing work. 786-618-1443. All right. What else do we have going on? in the world of sports. Johnny Manziel, known as a party animal. You ever wondered, how did he become a party animal? I mean, that's just one of those things that you always wonder, well, they must have learned it from somewhere, right? Mama Manziel. Michelle Manziel, mother to former NFL QB Johnny Manziel, was arrested for driving while intoxicated. She was arrested Saturday night in Kerrville, Texas, a town about 65 miles northwest of San Antonio. They've attained her mugshot there on TMZ if you want to check it out. No smile, but she does have a look on her face that seems almost shocked to be in that situation. She is being held on $7,500 bail, though it appears it's been paid. She's been released from custody. How about that? Mama Manziel. Gotta love it, bro. Most of the time you think he gets it from the dad, right? Or maybe an older brother that was rowdy and influenced Johnny to go off the beaten path a little bit. And there we are. Mama Manziel showing Johnny how it's done. It's fantastic, bro. I love that. You got to set examples for your kids. Just in case if Johnny's thinking of going straight and, no. Mama Manziel is still partying to this day. So Johnny has got years and years to party. Does Johnny have any DUIs? Can you look it up there, Sean? That's a stat. I always ask you to look for stats. Has Johnny Manziel been arrested for DWI like his mom? Because I'm thinking he couldn't accomplish a lot on the football field in the NFL, but he's got a chance off the field to accomplish something and match his mom. Or if he already has one, maybe he'll get a second and take the lead over the mom. We'll see. We'll see if Sean finds anything. Mama Manziel, baby. Setting the example for all Manziels. It's a beautiful thing. Gotta say. All right. Oh. What was I going to talk about? So Jimmy Butler, the man that knows how to crap in his pants, crapped out on Saturday against the Sixers. He had back spasms. And the Warriors lost to the Sixers 126-119. Played 8 games, missed 1. Tonight, the Warriors are on the road to take on the Hornets. I'm interested to see if Jimmy can play. Remember I told you, I've been on this steadfast. His body will break down at one point or another. He cannot go all out every night. His body, I don't believe, will hold up. I think it's been a long con for him throughout this whole thing, and he pulled it off at least to a certain extent that he was able to get that extra year. He knew that he couldn't even take a risk of saying, I'll wait till the offseason and become a free agent, but he couldn't even get to Phoenix to get that extra year. So he knew he couldn't gamble on his body. So he got the Warriors to sucker him into another year. So instead of having 3 years after this, he only has 2. To me, this was a long con the entire time. I'm going to be interested to see if he plays against the Hornets tonight. Because the Hornets are a bad team. So if he doesn't play against the Hornets, it's like, brother, you got there 8 games, you're already going to miss 2? Let's see what happens with the fragile one. You know? Then again, okay, you don't want to play when you're not ready because you might crap in your pants again. That is something that Jimmy has to live with. He has to think about those kind of things. Crapping in his pants. It's a beautiful thing. Way to go, Jimmy. Way to go, my brother. All right. What else do we have going on?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
A lot of involvement with the police, but it doesn't look like he was ever arrested for DUI.
Yeah, because
everything else involved, but not really anything DUI.
Because he was drunk when he was running away from a cop.
Well, yep. That happened.
Right. So he was DWI. WWI. Walking while intoxicated. Yeah. So he was arrested from a fat donut ass eating cop that caught him. If I remember. No, wait, that was Baker Mayfield, not him.
Yeah, that was Mayfield. He was pulled over by a policeman fighting in the car with his then girlfriend.
That's
no charges were made, though. He overslept at the Manning camp and left. He got kicked out of a fraternity party in Texas. He tweeted out, "Can't wait to leave College Station after getting a parking ticket."
All alcohol-related incidents, except they didn't lead to a DUI, is what it is. That's all. I guess.
Guessing, man. He spent the night out. The Browns played their final game in 2015. He was a scratchy, healthy scratch with a concussion after spending the night at Las Vegas Planet Hollywood Casino.
Alcohol.
Yeah. Then
everything you mentioned should end at the end with alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, listen to this one. Drew Rosenhaus terminated Manziel as a client after only 2 months of representing him. Has that ever happened?
Alcohol. Nobody has more clowns on his roster over the last 30 years than Drew Rosenhaus. Okay? Seriously, nobody has represented more lowlifes in the NFL than Drew Rosenhaus. And Drew Rosenhaus gave up on Johnny Manziel. Think about that one. Let that one marinate. The guy that what he does mostly is represent a whole bunch of scumbags.
And
scumbag.
This was in 2016. And it marked the first time in Rosenhaus's 27-year career he terminated a relationship with an NFL player. And then, by the way, for Manziel, it got better. On the same day, Nike ended their sponsorship with Manziel.
Alcohol. Okay. At least we know the problems. Alcohol. Mama Manziel. Don't let your babies to grow up to be alcoholics. That's it. When Mama Manziel's water broke, it was vodka. All right. Jake from Pallettown is in the house. The Drew, Pat in Asheville. Welcome to Mama Manziel's. Try our saucy meatballs. Now with extra sauce. Brian says, I don't know, but I really think Jimmy's going to score a crap load of points with Golden State. Tons and tons of crap. It's exactly what Jimmy's going to do. I'm with you all the way. By the way, where's Bitcoin at? 90,000. All right. All right. That was a hell of a pump. Wait till he mentions it. And you know what? Let me get into this before I get into Tyreek. Over the weekend, Trump announced that they are creating a crypto reserve, XRP, ADA, Solana. So everything is pumped. Solana pumped, ADA pumped, XRP pumped, right? They've all come back a little bit, but still they're way up from where they were. And I told you this, we're waiting for the M2 money supply to go up, and it's starting to go up, but Bitcoin trails like 3 months after that. And so you've got that going on. We're waiting for the US to start printing, and they'll be printing soon. And we're waiting for the Bitcoin and crypto reserves. I got to say, I kind of expected the Bitcoin reserve first to be announced, then the crypto reserve after that. But the orangutan went the other way. And so this is one of the catalysts that we've been waiting for. Everybody, the newbies and all that freaking out with the tariffs, those of us that understand it, everything leads to inflation. No matter what. Nobody's saving our dollar. Nobody's saving our economy. Not Trump, not Biden, not Obama, not any of them. Okay? So eventually they will print. Eventually they will do more inflationary things. Okay? We are headed to hyperinflation. We are headed to recession, hyperinflation. We are headed to some bad shit. It's coming. But before that happens, they will have their bull run. And they are going to set it up, and that's what they're doing right now. Just beautifully, they're setting it up. They've scared a lot of retail. Most of retail isn't even involved right now. The retail people that are involved in Bitcoin and in crypto, they've already been in it for a while. But that's less than 4% of the world. So it's not a large portion of people. Most folks aren't involved. So they're going to make a lot less money than all of you that have been in it for a while. Like that guy that says he's got XRP 7X. So people will now buy XRP and they will not make ever 7X in their lives. Because it will not 7X from here. So it's just kind of one of those things that it's those of you that got in early and stayed with it and fought through all the adversity, you're going to end up being, set up. The millionaires and the billionaires and all that, they're the ones that are all going to make the money. And they're the ones that are going to end up keeping all the Bitcoin when it's all said and done. Because people like me, working stiffs, will eventually sell it to pay for a college fund, for a wedding, for a house, for a condo, for something. It's going to happen because we're normal people. Rich people, they can let it grow forever. The rest of us probably will not be able to do that. So eventually retail will sell and they will end up having it. But we were waiting for all of these catalysts, and I didn't think it was going to show up yesterday. And all of a sudden, Trump tweets that out, and all hell breaks loose. And then you've got the Bitcoin maxis all freaking out because they don't mention the Bitcoin reserve. And I don't know, maybe they don't want to trigger it yet because they know the rest of the world will then go crazy and it'll raise the price. And then they want to try to buy it as cheap as possible to start off buying for the reserve. I don't know how they're going to do it. Trump will have an announcement today at 1:30. He is making a investment announcement at 1:30. Bitcoin is the investment. The number one investment in the world is Bitcoin. It's not even close. I'm interested to see if that's what it is. And if he mentions the Bitcoin reserve at 130, expect Bitcoin to explode. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. Okay? That is your mini Crypto Bro Show.
The Crypto Bro Show is solely for entertainment purposes. Orlando Alzagari and his guests are not financial advisors or investments consultants. If you ever plan to invest, make sure you do your homework, talk to a professional, and understand investing is very risky and volatile. Good luck in any of your investments, and only invest what you're willing to lose.
Hey, Manny, do you know the rules on this show? You're not the only one on the chat board, bro. You made your point. Move the fuck on, or not get blocked. There's no spamming here. There's no, I got to get my point on and dominate, bro. This is my show. And if I don't like the way things are going and you just want to keep hogging, bro, I'll just kick your ass out. You got that? You made your point, bro. You're your XRP. Now get the fuck out. You made your point. Enjoy your winnings. Move on. Don't care about the rest. Last warning. Last one. Okay? Made your point. Move the hell on. Anyway. Tyreek Hill. We get Tyreek Hill tweeting out because, of course, this freaking moron just doesn't shut up and doesn't go away. Why? Because he is so guilty, bro. His conscience is so guilty. He knows he's a clown. He knows he's a constant fuck up. That's who he is. Okay? Constant screw up. Constant embarrassment. Probably the business is faltering. People aren't going to a store, which if you're a Dolphins fan supporting this guy, you're a loser, bro. You're a loser. You're as big a loser as Tyreek is. So this is the bullshit he tweets out. This will be my best year yet, Dolphins. So what's the best year like for Tyreek? No arrests? No speeding at a game? No assaulting an old man at a pier? Your entourage not getting in a fight at a comedy club? No quitting on game day? No ripping into your front office and coach and team? No running wrong routes leading to interceptions? No dropping footballs in key moments all the time? I'm sorry. What's it like for your best year yet? I think stats, that don't mean shit, dude. You've gotten back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons. The stats are fine. Last year wasn't. But overall, the stats have been fine. It's not the stats, the problem, bro. It's the person. You're the problem, Tyreek. You've been a problem since you were in college, bro. And this is why when you wanted the money, Kansas City said, hells to the no. And then Miami gave you the money. Unfortunately, Miami did not do the right move by guaranteeing you more money. But this bullshit about it's bro, shut up, Tyreek. Brother, just shut up and go into a shell. Go away. Go focus on football. Don't talk, dude. Nobody gives a shit about what you say anymore. All we're going to do is pick apart everything you say because you're a bullshitter, dude. You're a liar. You're irresponsible. You're inconsistent. You're inconsiderate. There are so many adjectives to describe you, and they're all negative, dude. So the best year would be for you to act like a human being, dude. Act like a professional. We certainly know you're not a leader. I know that Mike McDaniel's soft ass will probably give you the captain thing because he's so worried about how you will act. That's the other thing that this team does. They worry so much about how a player's going to react emotionally. Enough already with this soft ass bullshit. This is why you are what you are for 40 years. A soft ass franchise. Because you're soft everywhere and you tolerate too much bullshit. This will be my best year yet, Dolph fans. Sure. No taking plays off in key moments. You're not going to walk off the field on 3rd and 16? It's ridiculous, dude. Just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway. Well, Chiefs they won championships without Tyreek. And they've proved that they can get to all kinds of Super Bowls without Tyreek. That's all. But the problem with the Dolphins is at the line of scrimmages. It's not the receivers, even though the receivers could play much better, obviously. Both receivers could play much better. But the real problem with the Dolphins is that it's a soft-ass franchise. And it's always been for 40 years a soft-ass franchise. Nothing changes. Whew. All right, what else do we have? I got one more thing I want to talk about Dolphins-wise, too. Do want to remind you, our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, we are now going to be there the last Wednesday of every month at 16100 Pines Boulevard. So come on out and join us last Wednesday of every month out there. We'll have a good time. So come on out and hang out with us. And, you might be able to get a great deal on an automobile right now. They've got the Ascent, which you can get the premium for $323 a month. The Ascent Onyx Edition, $423 a month. The limited edition for $389 a month. The Cross Tex, you can get it for $239 a month. An amazing deal right now. The Outback, you can get it for $289 a month. The Impreza, $149 a month. The 5-door, by the way, 2024 model. You can get it for $149 a month. They got some amazing deals going on right now. The WRX 2024, they've got that going on. Sporty little car, $366 a month. Subarus are reliable. They are an amazing vehicle. I got to say for myself, the Solterra is one of the ones that I'm looking at as an SUV. So when I look at my Zin family, I'm looking at many options for my next SUV, and the Solterra is one of them too. Go check out the entire line of Subaru products. Tell them that Big O sent you. Subaru is just an absolutely fantastic vehicle. 16100 Pines Boulevard, Subaru of Pembroke Pines, 754-799-4129. That's 754-799-4129. No, we got one number there, but the one that you should use is 754-799-4129 for Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. What else do we have here? Lenny Pena, late to the show, but I'm here. I hope you're doing well. We are doing great, Lenny. Thank you, sir. Ty in the Bronx. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Sending a little love on Cash App. He says, preach, Big O, preach. Finn's soft-ass franchise. Unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, it's not something that I enjoy talking about. You know, sometimes I think people, they really don't understand me at times because I just don't beat around the bush, as they say, and I'm pretty direct. Oh, you must love the negativity. No, I don't actually. Kind of hate it. But I got to talk about it. And if it's negative, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny when people think that what's been going on with the Dolphins here the last couple of years, oh, they don't win big games. They don't win in the cold. They're soft. Same thing for 40 years, bro. Same thing. Same thing. It's people just don't understand that. It's just, or they're young, like that one person I answered yesterday on Twitter, and that tweet ended up getting, you know, retweeted and liked and all that a whole bunch of times because Dolphins that have been at it for a while, they saw that list and go, yep, that's our team. Unfortunately, that's our stinking team. Sucks. So Ty, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat on Cash App. Thank you, thank you, thank you. NorCal, man, I hope Tyreek figures it out, but feel like he's two bad losers from turning into AB. He's it's scary what you just said, but he kind of walks that fine line of almost going over and becoming, he's not AB, but he's getting close to that point where, yeah, you're really not doing yourself any favors, you know? So yeah, I'm with you there. Kind of sucks. It's a little frustrating because you know that the guy has talent and the opportunity is there, and yet he's not taking advantage of it. So, yeah. Let's see. Tyreek has his money, so he doesn't really care. That's right. Juan says, spot on, Breck. That's right. Yep. Like they say, McDaniel will have the best year of his career and is the best coin in the NFL. Why doesn't he just come out and say that about McDaniel? The guy needs to get the hell out of Miami. Well, we're stuck with everybody, bro. So just, you know, we'll have to wait till next year. Hopefully they have a great year and everything turns around. But if they don't, you know, they'll make changes. So Jeremy Fowler says that the Packers are re-signing Isaiah McDuffie on a 2-year, $8 million deal with $9.5 million as the upside. He has 183 tackles the last 2 seasons. Okay. And Fowler also reported that 2 teams have been linked to Daniel Jones as a starter, the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. Think about the Colts already. They're kind of giving up on Richardson. He is a freak of a talent, but he can't throw the ball, bro. He cannot throw the ball. He doesn't have accuracy for shit, dude. Wow. Anthony Richardson can do some things because he's an athlete that will freak you out, but he is just a mediocre passer. And he fumbles a lot too. And he's also injury prone. And he's also got the Tua problem. Even though he's bigger and stronger than Tua, he's injury prone, but he's stupid. He goes out and seeks contact. Like Tua does that stupid shit too. It's like, yo, bro, you're going to go out and seek contact? What kind of stupid shit is that? So Anthony Richardson, you would think, can handle a little bit more punishment, which he should. He really can't. You know, Josh Allen can handle the punishment. Eventually, one day, you know, it'll end, but he can handle it. So it's different. But Anthony Richardson has shown that he can handle the punishment. And they're already in Indy thinking about another quarterback. That's crazy, dude. You just picked that guy, and you're already coming to the realization, yeah, he's not the guy. I know his agent well. his agent got a little bothered with me because when he was coming out, I saw him at Florida. And he goes, oh, you'll love him. He's a gym rat. And I go, bro, gym rat doesn't mean he can pass the ball. And he looked at me like, come on. And I go, yeah, what? Am I lying? He's not an accurate pass. Oh, he'll fix that. He'll be fine. He'll work at it. He works hard. Okay, bro. Whatever, man. You know, very few are, or almost none, pretty much. It's so few that are able to really fix it. You know, it's kind of funky that way. Juan goes, Richardson is garbage, and he was garbage at UF. And I have no idea how someone thought he could be a good NFL QB. Can't pass accurately, no timing, abandons plays too quickly because he's an athlete playing the position. That's all. But he'll do some things, and he'll leave them floored, my brother. And that's what it's all about, you know? All right, let me do a little music before I talk a little Dolphins, because I do have one more Dolphins subject I want to talk about. But let's start off with musicians born on March 3rd. Camila Cabello, the Cuban-American singer, member of the girl group Fifth Harmony, born on this date in 1997. Isn't Camila the one that came out and said she was bisexual too? Because one of them, I remember one of them out of Fifth Harmony came out openly and said, I'm bi or something. Go ahead, Sean, look up that stat. It's useless information rolling in that head of mine. Let's see, who else do we have? Tone Loc. Maybe Camila had a little funky Cole Medina and she, you know, or whichever girl was from that girl group. Anyway, actor, rapper, Tone Loc, baby. Anthony Smith, born in the state in 1966. Yes, sir.
It was Lauren Jorgai.
Oh, okay. She's the one that came out and said she was bi.
She opened up about her sexuality.
Okay, there you go. I knew something that one of the girls in that girl band, you know. Why I would remember that? Anyway, let's move on. Chris Hughes from Adam and the Ants, born on this date in 1954. Let's see who else. Robin Hitchcock. I like Robin Hitchcock. Guitarist and songwriter, born on this date in 1953. Member of the Soft Boys in the late 1970s. And then I know Robin more for the solo stuff, actually. 1953 on this date. I know this man, Dave Amato, lead guitarist with REO Speedwagon now. Been with them for about 20 years or something like that. He was born in the state in 1953, and he is still touring now with Kevin, because Kevin now is touring without the name REO because everybody's retired. So now it's just Kevin Cronin singing REO, and Dave is still touring with him. Rusty Allen from Sly and the Family Stone, born in 1951. Looks like Jance Garfat was the basis for Dr. Hook. How about that? When you're in love with a beautiful woman. All right, let's see who else. And that's it for musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. Julie Brown, TV actress. She is 55. Jason Tatum, basketball player, is 27. Alex Lang, TV actor, is 24. Jessica Biel, she is 43. I don't know if this guy's famous, but there's all these food shows, so I might as well mention it because there's probably a bunch of you that are food nuts, like my daughter and my wife that watch all those food shows. Buddy Valastro, the chef, is 48. I'll mention it. What the hell? Oh, Tobias. Nice. From Ghost. Tobias Forge was born on this date, and he is 44 years old. Antonio Rudiger, futbolista, is 32. And that is it for famous people celebrating birthdays. Sean Stanley, what do you have for wrestlers celebrating birthdays today, sir?
Yes, sir. Channing Lorenzo turns 28. AEW's Dante Martin turns 24. WWE's Ivar is 41. Justin Gabriel turns 44. And Mandy Leon is 33. Those are your birthdays for March 3rd, 2025.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. Let's move on and find out what happened today in music history. On March 3rd in 1966, in the year I was born, Neil Young, Stephen Stills, Richard Ferre formed Buffalo Springfield in Los Angeles. In 67, after a promoter refused to pay the Animals in advance for a concert in Ottawa, the band decided not to play. In response, the audience rioted and caused $5,000 in damage. And let me take a moment to interrupt what happened today in music history, because what also happened today in music history over the weekend, since we're talking about the Animals being not paid in advance for a concert. Well, I think it was a week or two ago, I talked about David Johansen. It was his birthday, and I was talking about how We Got to Get Out of This Place from the Animals. He redid the song back in the early 80s, and the video was very popular in MTV, especially because MTV didn't have a lot of videos in those days. There weren't a ton of videos. They only had like maybe 200 videos for the entire rotation for 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So they didn't have a lot to start off that first year. And that song was played a lot. And I talked about how David Johansen, obviously, with the New York Dolls, and then the solo stuff and the Buster Poindexter stuff, and how different people knew him for different things. Like my wife did not know anything about David Johansen. She knows the Buster Poindexter stuff because that became more, what's that called? The mainstream, right? So the Buster Poindexter and redoing the Hot, Hot, Hot song, all that kind of stuff. So that was that persona of his. And over the weekend, David Johansen passes away. He had a battle with cancer, and he passed away at the age of 75. And it was just one of those things that when I saw that this weekend, I was going like, wow, man, we were just talking about him on the show. And I was just jamming We Got to Get Out of This Place in fact, I remember that it must have been not this Thursday that just passed, the Thursday before that, because now that I remember, I pulled out a Hialeah, and it was a Thursday at Hialeah when I talked about it. And so it must have been like 2 Thursdays ago when we talked about David Johansen. Then to hear over the weekend that he passed away at the age of 75 because of that stinking cancer, bro. God, it affects all of us in one way or another. People you love, people you admire, friends, co-workers, family members, loved ones. Man, just sucks. This sucks. So thoughts and prayers to David Johansen. A hell of a talent in his own right. Did it his way, which is ballsy. Okay. He was original in a lot of ways. So rest in peace, David Johansen, and thoughts and prayers to everyone that loved him and followed him overall, including his family, of course. 1978 on this date, Van Halen kicked off their first tour at Chicago's Aragon Ballroom. The group's contract famously specified that M&Ms be provided for the band, but that all the brown candies be removed. By the way, Van Halen did that. Okay. Not because they cared about the brown M&Ms. They didn't give a shit. But what they did was when they requested this bottle of water and champagne and this food and that, whatever, in every place, they would come to the thing of M&Ms and they would look at it. And if they were brown, then they would go, okay, these people didn't listen to what we said, so they must have fucked up on a lot of other things that we requested. So that's what they use that one thing there. It doesn't say that here, but I know the story that Van Halen would only do that on purpose. And by the way, I don't know if it was the brown one. I thought it was the red one. The one they really eliminated, not the brown one. But it doesn't matter. Either way, it was a test to see if they had paid attention. And they knew that in this case, let's say if there was brown M&Ms inside the bowl, then they knew that they were dealing with a bunch of people that weren't paying attention to details. So be careful. Well, that's why they did it. In 95, the Foo Fighters made their live debut during a benefit show in Portland, Oregon. In 86, Metallica released their third album, Master of Puppets. It was the band's last album with bassist Cliff Burton, who was killed when the group's tour bus overturned in southern Sweden while touring to promote the album. When it's your time, right? Jesus, what a way to go. In 95, REM drummer Bill Berry underwent successful brain surgery after collapsing during a concert in Switzerland due to a brain aneurysm. In 2009, to celebrate the release of U2's 12th studio album, No Line on the Horizon, great album, by the way, and their appearance every night of the week on The Late Show with David Letterman, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg temporarily renamed part of 53rd Street U2 Way. I like it. And I remember that because I watched every night. I made sure I was watching every single night. Because anything U2, I will watch. By the way, The Offspring has announced a world tour with Jimmy Eats World and Newfound Glory, our boys here from South Florida. It's a hell of a show. July 11th, they'll be at I Think Amphitheater. July 12th, they'll be at the Tampa Amphitheater. Okay? Mid-Credit Union, whatever the hell it's called. So just in case, if you're an Offspring fan, and Jimmy Eats World's all right, but I love Newfound Glory. I've become a big fan of theirs. Okay? I had a really bad producer who happened to like them, and I got to admit, one of the few things that was positive from that producer. Thank God that I only worked with that person for a very short time. Very useless, but did turn me on to Newfound Glory. So got to give some credit where credit is due. Anyway, no, I'm not going to tell you the person's name. All I can tell you, it isn't the elite of Sean Stanley, of Bill Preston, of Brandon Rodriguez, and of Brian Spector. That's all I can tell you. It wasn't those four, because those are all exceptional, fantastic, perfection. Okay? So, can't complain about those four ever. Ever. Exceptional people, too, all of them. All four. Just in case. Just want to make sure. Because people listen to the show, it gets out. They get butthurt, they unfollow. The stories, I can tell you, petty. What else? Ray says, R.I.P. David Johansen. The New York Dolls were pioneers back in the day. Amen. Pat in Nashville says, oh, Bono's Surrender show from 2022 is being released on Apple. I saw that. I saw his solo stuff. Jay Slim says he's buying more Ethereum. You sound like a smart guy to me. Juan Mendoza says, I just bought more Ethereum today as well. You people sound pretty smart to me. By the way, on the music side, Daryl Hall says there will never be a reunion with his former musical partner, John Oates. So if you've never seen Hall & Oates, you never will. Back in November 23, Hall filed a lawsuit and against Oates, trying to prevent him from selling his share of Hall & Oates' catalog to Primary Wave Music. Hall claimed that such a move would violate the terms of the duo's business agreement. Now, over a year after the litigation was made public, Hall is certain he and Oates will never amend their differences. That ship has gone to the bottom of the ocean. It didn't sail. The bitch sunk to the bottom of the ocean. I've never heard that quote. Oh, no, that ship has sailed. Yeah, no, that ship has sailed. Nah, we'll never see eye to eye again. We'll never work together. No, this dude said the ship has gone to the bottom of the ocean. He Titanic the bitch. I've had a lot of surprises in my life, disappointments, betrayals, so I'm kind of used to it. Well, that's what happens when you deal with human beings. Deal with dogs, and they never let you down. Scam likely. I love it. Now, I got to tell you something. All kidding aside, all right? The best thing that can happen is that those two don't get together again. I saw them, and it's a half-ass show. They do like 14 songs. Hell, I saw them take a break in a 14-song set. They had an intermission on a 14-song set. Are you kidding me? 14-song set, you're going to have an intermission. That's the epitome of laziness. I don't care how old you are. Go watch AC/DC. They're going to play 20-something songs, and Angus Young is going to be bobbing his head the entire time. Still, to this day. Can't wait to see it in Tampa. Anyway. So the best thing you guys do is, you want to see Hall & Oates, go to YouTube and catch old concerts. It'll be much better. Trust me. And a lot of these people are getting these old concerts and they're 4K'ing their asses and they're, cleaning them up and making them look really beautiful. I watched a Jimi Hendrix concert. Okay. That it's 50 something years old and the video was super clean and you're like, holy shit. Awesome. It's great. Great. Anyway, best thing you guys do is stay apart. Your show ain't shit anymore. It's not really Hall & Oates, so, move on. Listen, I don't mind watching someone when they can still do it. But when they can't do it, I'm going to tell you, and those two didn't have it anymore when they would perform on stage. It was kind of just going through the motions show. I know because I saw Hall & Oates a whole bunch of times, all the way back dating to the 80s. So I know when they would come out and, dominate a show and rock out and they were getting along and playing and all that. And the band was exceptional and all that. It just kind of through the motions. So, what a shame about Hall & Oates. I saw them with Tears for Fears a few years back. Yeah, that was also a week open by them. I saw that concert. It was I wasn't impressed with Hall & Oates. The last couple times I've I saw Hall & Oates. I can't say I was impressed. The last two concerts. I went to the second one thinking, oh, it was an aberration. And when I saw it wasn't, I was like, okay, I'm done. Never seeing them again. Def Leppard just tweeted out, R.I.P. David Johansen. I was and still am a huge fan of the Dolls. I'm saddened that the end of a wonderful life was so difficult. A cult hero who inspired and influenced so many genres. Condolences to his family, friends, and fans. David Johansen deserves love, dude. He was one of a kind. You don't have to like his music. You don't have to like punk rock. You don't have to like glam punk rock, but you've got to respect its place. And millions of people did love it, did follow it. And also, I give him credit because he acted. And then musically, he was three different people. The New York Dolls, Buster Poindexter, and David Johansen solo. So to be the three different characters in music and to act and all that, David proved that he had chops, man. So one of a kind. One of a kind. I was thinking about something. And if you're a Dolphins fan, be prepared. Because it's not good. It's just not good. And we talk about all this stuff with Tyreek and all the crap that goes on. I want you to look at what's gone on over the off season. Okay? Unfortunately, we have a head coach that has created a negative atmosphere for football. He creates his little positive vibe environment and all that stuff, but it doesn't produce what you need it to produce. What he has produced is basically what the Dolphins have been for 40 years. They're the team that barely gets into the playoffs or barely misses the playoffs. That's who they've been. We've been stuck in the middle forever. Okay? But notice, Reggie McKenzie left. It was one of the two hires that Chris Greer made in the front office. So Reggie gets an opportunity, and it's kind of almost a lateral move. It's really not much of an upgrade. Yet he left. And when I look at top-tier free agents, and when I look at players from within the organization, Javon Holland is not saying, I have to stay here. I've got to be here. What are they saying? He's got to test. He's earned the right. This is not a place, Calais Campbell. If he's going to play again, it ain't going to be here. Teron Armstead, if he decides to come back, it ain't going to be here. Unless he just wants to be like a coach or some shit. So as we head into free agency, don't expect people like, I'll give you an example. There was some silly talk out there that people were like, well, why didn't they go after the special teams coach from New Orleans? Man, he was here. We all love him, Darren Rizzi. And it's like, why would Darren Rizzi be stupid to take a job here with a coach on a hot seat? Why do you think Reggie McKenzie left? He knows that everybody's on the hot seat this year. It's a sinking ship. And he's getting off. So Darren Rizzi's not going to come here. It's a sinking ship. He's going to go to Denver, where the coach that just took over made it to the playoffs. So he already has a 5-year deal. Well, he pretty much guaranteed himself that he's going to be there for 4 more years easily. So that's guaranteed. Darren Rizzi's going to make salary for 4 more years. Where he has worked with that coach. He was an assistant head coach to Sean Payton. Don't expect free agents to be lined up to come here because they want to win or because they're going to take less. They're only going to come here if you overpay them. You know, like what we've gone through in the past. This is not a situation at this point in time where anybody is going to take less or anybody is going to say, yeah, you know what? They're offering me $14 million there, but you're offering me 12 here. I'm going to take the 12 because you guys are going to win. They're not saying that. So you're not going to have coaches that are dying to come here, Darren Rizzi or others. You're not going to have people that are dying to stay here. Weaver was, I mean, obviously he wants to improve, but he was doing his interviews. He was making his rounds. He wants to get the hell out. This is a stepping stone. You saw with Reggie McKenzie, he was like taking pretty much a lateral position. I'm out of here. The silly talk, of course, it's the offseason. Let's talk bullshit. Darren Rizzi, he ain't coming here. I tell the Heat fans to get off your high horse. Pat Riley's rings and all that doesn't mean anything anymore. It carries no weight anymore. The Heat need to collect draft picks and cap space if they want to add the big dogs. Well, on the flip side, because Mike McDaniel has been a failure, because Mike McDaniel has not created the right environment or culture in order to win big and win anything significant, which is something that the Dolphins haven't done for 40 years, win anything significant. Do not expect this, just like the Miami Heat or the Miami Dolphins. You're not a sexy destination. Nobody's coming to the Miami Dolphins because they think they're going to win. They're only coming to the Miami Dolphins because you're overpaying, because you're in no tax state. Not a coach, not a front office, not a personnel, not a player. Nobody's lining up to be a part of this franchise. If they joined it, it's because they had no choice. They were drafted, traded to, or they're settling because they're getting the most money possible. In other words, for all the wrong reasons. That's not how you want to go into a season, an off season, where you desperately need to win and turn things around. And the examples are all there. They're staring you in the face. If you want to avoid them, you go ahead and avoid them. But I know what I see. And it ain't good. You know, I was hoping they could keep it clean like they do at Oates Dental. Oh, yeah, Eric and all the great people out there at Oates Dental getting it done. 2 great locations, Hialeah and Plantation, 305-821-0231. That's the number in Hialeah. Plantation for our Broward friends, 954-692-6825. Folks, Invisaligns, dental implants, preventive care, cosmetic surgery. They do it all, I'm telling you. And we've done it all. From Invisaligns to dental implants to preventive care, cosmetic surgery. Somebody in our family, me, my wife just had the cosmetic surgery. Mother-in-law, daughter, everybody goes to Oates Dental. State-of-the-art equipment. So if you want to get that smile clean, get it back, go to our friends, call for an appointment. in Hialeah or in Plantation. Get your smile back at Murias Dental or visit them on Instagram at murias.dental and tell them that Big O sent you. Let's see what we got here. Robert T., hello to you, sir. Soldier of God, Big O, buenos dias, mi hermano. Saludos from Plainfield, Illinois. Big O, is it just me, or is Pam Bondi the new attorney general? She is hot. Bro, you and I are brothers from another mother. I don't think Pam Bondi is this beautiful woman, right? But I find her hot. Yes, I'm with you, dude. I don't know if it's the forceful approach she has, strong woman, you know what I mean? But she's got the hot meter for me, bro. She's got the hot meter. And again, I don't care about the politics. Look, AOC, you can put her politics in the toilet for me. I don't care. Kind of an underrated smoke show, actually. So, yes, Pam Bondi is hot. Yes. You don't have to be beautiful to be hot. You don't. I don't think Scarlett Johansson is Halle Berry. Halle Berry is beautiful, like perfection beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Scarlett Johansson's not perfection beautiful. She's a decent looking girl. She's a smoke show because her look and obviously her body, smoke show. But is she like drop dead gorgeous like Halle Berry? No. But she's hot. So I'm with you, soldier of God. I'm with you. I'm with you. Pam Bondi is hot. Hot. And David Johansen, in honor of David Johansen passing away this weekend. Pam Bondi is hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Our attorney general is hot, hot, hot. Yes. I'm with you. I'll give her a hot. I have a weakness. I forgot. I've told this story before. I love the executive look of a woman. So she comes out with these turtlenecks and the jacket and all that. It's like I was in love with Sybil Shepherd in Moonlighting. And she did not dress provocative at all. She had these big suits and the puffy shoulder pads and all that. And she was made up. She, like, to me, she was a smoke show. You know what I mean? When you watch the I always use this as an example. You watch the Goody Two Shoes video of Adamant and look at the woman at the beginning when she has her glasses on and her hair picked up and all that, and she's dressed like, you know, like an executive. That's like, you know. So what's it called? Another one that I loved dressed as an executive was early. Okay, you got to go early, and you got to go early Cosby Show. All right, when Felicia Rashad, early Felicia Rashad, young Felicia Rashad, on that show, she was always dressed in, and I thought she was hot. You know, that executive look, I have kind of a weakness for that. I got to say, it's just one of those things. So when I saw Pam Bondi, she's never dressed provocative or anything. She's dressed very conservative, but the hot meter goes off for me. I'm with you. You and I, sir, are brothers from another mother, soldier of God. We've got the same Same idea there. Alexis says, debating to see Leopard one more time at the Hard Rock. If you can afford it, go for it. It's worth it. They sound good. Big old Dolphins will be 8-9 or 7-10 next year. Ronald McDonald, the clown coach, and Chris Greer will be fired. Unfortunately, I kind of fear that. And he says, I'm going out on a limb saying that Tiny Tua will be injured again. Well, I mean, dude, it's super simple. Tua, do you want to play smart like you did 2 years ago? You can play for 10 years. Tua, you want to play like you played last year and you've played in years before, and in Alabama, you will end up injured and screw the team. It's simple. Either you use your head for intelligence, not as a battering ram, you moron. That's all. It's really not that difficult. Really isn't that difficult. Play like Marino. Play like Manning. Play like Drew Brees. Those guys avoided hits. Those guys didn't want to get hit. Those guys didn't go on and take on tacklers. And if you intercepted those guys, they didn't bother chasing anybody. But our guy, somehow he thinks he's like, I told you, he's my Yorkie, and he thinks he's a Rottweiler. So you're right. I don't expect Tua to stay healthy because he wants to be stupid. And I love Tua. You guys know I believe in him as a passer. But if he wants to do stupid shit, there's no way because he doesn't have the body for it, but he doesn't seem to know that. So I'd love to argue with you, soldier of God, and tell you you're wrong, and I don't think you're right, but I can't argue with facts. So it's like you said, this boat has not sailed. The bitch has sunk. Yeah. Yep. Razzle Dazzle Crypto says, hot for being 59. Pam Bondi is 59? Get the out of here. No. Look up Pam Bondi's age. If she's 59, she's not hot. She's an absolute smoke show. That woman is 59? No.
Pam Bondi is?
No. No way.
59.
Wow.
She was born in 1965 in Tampa, Florida.
Wow. I did not know that. I had no idea. She's an absolute total smoke show. She's a 10. Oh my God. I thought she was like in her 40s, maybe 50. Maybe. Wow. She's 59? Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. She's even hotter than I ever thought. Good for her, dude. Wow. 59 and you look like that? Jesus. I swear I thought she was maybe in her late 40s. I did not know that, dude. Wow. That's impressive. Razzle Dazzle Crypto, thank you. That's the nugget of the day, bro. The nugget of the day, Pam Bondi is 59. Wow. Stamball Law, R.I.P. Howard Twilley, one of the first Finns pre-Shula. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big O, what seats are good at the Sphere for a concert? Your recommendations. Patrick, here's what I would do at the Sphere, my brother. I've sat in the 200 level, and I've done the floor. I've done it. I've been at the Sphere 3 times. I sat at the 200 level, which was really cool. I was on the floor on the side of the stage, and in the middle of this, in the back end of the floor, in the middle of the stage. What I would do is floor seats. You're standing. Okay, and if you want to enjoy the visuals, stand in the back of the floor in the middle, so you see the whole stage. You're close to it, so you get a really good feel for the music, and you see the whole screen. You're gonna have to look up a little bit, but it's not so bad. It's not a big deal because the imaging that's up here comes from the bottom anyways. So it doesn't matter. It starts there and it ends in the top and it disappears. So you're fine. You'll be good. So the imaging doesn't, freak you out. But for me, was the floor and the back in the middle right there is the best. I stood on the side of the stage with Pat in Asheville. Pat in Asheville did it with me. We both did it. We had one night we were on the side of the stage, which is really cool. If you're going multiple nights, I suggest you might one of the nights, if you're going to do it in the back, in the middle, and I don't know if Pat is listening and watching, he would agree with me, but on the floor, in the back, in the middle, you really get the whole picture and everything, right? Video, everything, the band, you're close enough, all that. And then on the side of the stage, like Pat and I stood next to the stage, you get to see a lot of the little things, as they're changing. Now, the video part, you'll have to turn to the side and look. So it's a little bit more awkward. But if your thing is more about the band and the music than necessarily the imaging, then you do that. Or like Pat and I did it. If we're going for multiple nights, we mixed it up to see how it is. So now for me, anytime I go to the Sphere ever again, I will stand I will be in the floor, and I will be in the back in the middle of the floor, so I can have the entire view of the stage and everything above it. So there we go. That's my suggestion, and I'm sticking to it. And Standball Law, again, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Hey, we made it to 2 hours. The voice is hanging in there. Blessed. Very blessed. Very blessed. What else do we have here? Mrs. Huxtable can still get it. She's still smoking to me. Well, I don't know about now, but the early Huxtable, those first couple of years, Felicia Rashad had it going on, baby. Let's see. Emilio Hernandez is loving Pam Bondi. Standball Law says, Bondi went to law school with me at Stetson in St. Pete, class of 90 and 91. Hot then, hot now. If she's this hot now, she must have been a smoke show then, dude. She's 59. Wow. Congratulations, Pam. Wow. Skylar says, is definitely smoking something today because Bondi ain't worth shit looks-wise. That's fine with me. I'm not into politics, bro. Like, I'll talk about them, but I don't care about either side. So it doesn't affect how I look at things. So I don't know if that's your deal or anything, because you may not like Republicans or you may not like Democrats, so you can't say AOC's hot because you hate Dems, or you can't say Pam Bondi's hot because you hate Republicans, but I think they're both hot. So, what can I tell you? That's what virgin blood facials will do for you. Cosa Nostra, why must the Miami Dolphins continue to tolerate? Whatever. What are they going to do, bro? They're not trading him. Why do you people just? This is what they signed up for it, dude. They guaranteed him the money. They had a chance. That's it. It's over. They're stuck with the bum, and now we'll see if the bum wants to actually be a professional, and that's it. I'm going to show Miss AG your reaction. LOL. Mrs. My wife doesn't freak out on that stuff. She knows I talk about good-looking women right in front of her. My wife's the one that we were looking at Stacy Keibler, and she's the one that goes, wow, she's got a great ass. She goes, even I have to say she's got a great ass. You know what I mean? So, she knows my thing for Halle Berry. She knows. But I'm not going anywhere, bro. Not with Halle, not with Pam. I'm been with the same woman for 36 years, dude. So I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. And not that anybody would have my old ass anyway, even if I wanted to, by the way. What else do we have here? Skylar Tipton. Doesn't have to do with her politics. Doesn't have to do with her politics. She's got a gizzard. Yeah. She's good looking, bro. She's 59. She's a smoke show. She's a super smoke show at 59. That's what I got to say. A super smoke show at 59. By the way, Panthers back in action tonight, and they're in third place with 77 points in the conference. I think 84 is the top one with Washington, so they're 7 points behind. No Kachuk now for long-term purposes, and now you added Seth Jones. By the way, I don't understand the people that want to be just critical. Well, Seth Jones isn't what he was, and this, that. Yeah, he's 30. He's still damn good, and you put him in this environment, he's going to be better because he's surrounded by all kinds of players that will complement him and allow him to even be better at his job. But the point I love is the people that want to go out and trash the GM when, like, I don't know if you really want to challenge Bill Zito at this point. I'm not a hockey expert. I know who Seth Jones is, and I get it that Spencer Knight might turn into a good goaltender down the line. Maybe, maybe not, whatever. But I also trust them that they'll find another goaltender. And they seem to find goaltenders. So, and by the way, the old man's salary is, what does Bob have left now? Now we're on the back end of this contract, aren't we? What's left? Another year or two on the Bob contract, Sean? I want to say. So they'll find somebody. I'm not worried about it. You have a window for a championship team. You've won one already. You've been there twice. You can get there again. Okay? One of your best players is injured right now. You'll get him back by the playoffs. And you know he's going to be fantastic and he'll be fresh. So this is your opportunity. You do whatever it takes to keep that window open and milk this bitch as much as you can. You got a bunch of your stars signed for long-term deals. So this is your window for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. You don't have time to wait for young people to develop anymore and all that kind of stuff. If some come along the way, as Lundell has and other guys, okay, that's great. Young guys come along, they grow within, fine. But I trust Bill Zito, dude. And this is an ownership group that will do whatever it takes to win. So if Bob gets to the point where he's not productive anymore, but I mean, what did he have on Saturday? Didn't he what did he pitch a shutout, right, against Calgary? 3-0. Like 20-something saves. So he's fine. Relax. We're good. But I really don't understand the people. Zito didn't make a good deal here. I would at this point, I would defer to Zito and say, hey, brother, if he made this move, there's a reason. He's earned that right now. The Panthers. And by the way, the Panthers have proven over and over again, it's not even close. They're the best franchise in town. It's not even close. Inter Miami second. The Miami Heat have now moved down to number 3. Okay. We got to call it like we see it. Okay. Inter gets more things done and they're more productive than the Miami Heat nowadays. Okay, it is what it is. Panthers are the best because they win the championship, actually, and they get to the championship multiple times. Inter's a hell of a story, but still hasn't gotten out of the first round, which is embarrassing. So we'll see. But, I still think Inter is the number 2 franchise in town. But the Panthers have proven they are the elite franchise in town, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say, people forget, like a few years ago, they created, at the time, I don't know if anybody else has done it, the first of its kind goaltending experience with Luongo. There's actually a team of goalies and goalie coaches and scouts that just work with their guys to build up that position.
Right.
Drieger's been one of those guys working in there. They worked with Lyon. It's like just turning them over, and they have guys in the pipeline that they've scouted and ready to go. So you lost Spencer Knight, but you're not going to lose. Everybody's like, oh, who's going to replace him? They got guys in the pipeline. Trust me. There's guys there that are being worked on.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried. I don't worry with that franchise anymore. There's nothing to worry about. They've got great ownership. They've got a phenomenal front office. They've got a phenomenal head coach. And they've got a roster that's just stacked with stars, bro. The Heat can't find one. These people have all kinds of stars. But yeah, Salma Hayek is not hot. She's perfection, bro. That's the next to Hallie. Salma's the other one. Between Salma and Hallie, that's my top 2, bro, right there. Yeah. If you think she's not hot, you'll probably prefer her husband anyway. Pat says, I've been to the 100 level, the 200 level, and floor twice at the Sphere. All great experiences. Go multiple times if you can and see the film they play at the Sphere and interact with the AI robots before the movie. My buddy went this past week to it, and Postcard from Earth is what it's called. That show is the show that Pat is talking about is Postcard from Earth. And my friend was at the Sphere this past week, and he told me about it because there was no show. He wants to go back because of the Eagles, I think he wants to do. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. What else do we have? There are 2 young goalies in the system. Yeah. I'm not worried about. I don't worry about that stuff. I really don't. Not with these guys anymore. That organization is perfect. Perfect. We couldn't ask for a better hockey organization in town. They've become the best team in town. They're the best team. They're the best NHL team in the state, which, by the way, that normally you would say that somewhere else and might not be a big thing. A lot of states only have one team. But in our state, since we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, when you say you're the best team in the state, that's some shit right there. Ain't that some shit? And then now you're one of the marquee franchises in the NHL. Wow. You're perfect top to bottom. Ownership, front office, coaching, and players. Perfect. You've become the best team in South Florida by miles. It's not even close. Inter Miami's nowhere near the Panthers. The Dolphins, the Heat, whatever, they can't even dream to be there right now. The Heat used to know what it was like, but, they forgot how to do that now. So it's a little different for them. And, forget about the Marlins. So it's pretty cool. You've become a marquee, one of the marquee teams in the NHL. You're the best team in the state, and you're the best team in South Florida. That's impressive, is what I would call it. Incredibly impressive. I remember meow, 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 meow. Remember that? And they've turned it around from being meow, 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 meow. That was only 4 years ago. Yeah. The Lightning have won a few Stanley Cups to be the best team in the state, is saying something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now, the Panthers are the best team in the state. It's impressive. Okay. It's actually not that impressive to be the best team in South Florida because our teams are pretty crappy. So that's not a real big accomplishment because you don't really have a lot of competition locally. But when you're the best team in the state and you're a marquee team in the NHL, now that, my friends, that's a hell of an accomplishment. Being the best team in South Florida, it's not that impressive. But the other stuff is very impressive. Give it to them. All right, folks, we're out of here. Before we leave, I have to mention this. I did not want to do this during the show because it's heartbreaking. And Billy Archers, one of the two owners from the Big Cheese, passed away over the weekend at the age of 71. And he was battling some health issues. I was just with Billy a week and a half ago, talking to him, not this past Wednesday, the Wednesday before that. And man, we were talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum and HBAR and just talking Canes and talking Big Cheese, of course. And so I've known Gary and Billy for, I don't know, a couple decades now. And they have been obviously institutions here in South Florida. The Big Cheese has been around for over 40 years. We are going to celebrate his life on March 14th. But, for the entire Archers family, everybody at the Big Cheese, on behalf of Sean Stanley and myself, and I know a lot of you out there and Canes fans, we send our condolences and our love. And Billy, you'll be missed and you'll never be forgotten, my brother, because I will remember you forever, my friend, and you'll be with us forever. You are a class act, and we love you, brother. Rest in peace.
This is the Big O Show.